I've not seen this, so we're watching this together as friends on the internet.
So much happening, chat. So much catastrophe, so much nonsense, so much clown world. I can't help but think that it feels like the end of the fucking world, chat. And indeed, this time I was not let down, and Jolly Biscuit has put out part 10 of the end of the fucking world. My favorite political comment of all time. 10 days until the election. Doesn't even feel like it. Does it even last? Oh my god, it's like a week from now. Oh my god. It's just another week. I did mention, I think I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. I am streaming with Pay and Worski on the 5th for election coverage. Because as I said before, two guys from Canada and one guy who doesn't vote are the perfect people for a political commentary stream. Okay, so going in blind as I do. Happy birthday, Billy, 1.5 years ago. And then there's a dancing crocodile saying, say no to drugs on the shirt, dancing in front of a bunch of little kids. So it says 1.5 years ago, but then he's turning 16. So I don't know if that's one of the, if he's just, I'm a little bit confused. I think Nubbly's implying that he was 15 at the Say No to Drugs Billy birthday party. But Dad, who has a massive erection, is talking to his son, who has a Paw Patrol T-shirt, for his 16th birthday with a big chocolate cake, saying, "My son, for you, I have procured the bestest gift a dad can muster on this, the day of your day of birth." And then a toilet comes in, and it is the kid shouts, "Wow, a skibbity minion!" Actually, you can see his other friends, so it does appear that he was 15 in the first frame. I think that's what's being implied. It's actually a literal minion in a toilet costume. You can see a guy dancing. And the kid also says the other little boys are so jealous. The dad says, "You know you're my number one boo boo. I love you, son." And then the kid says, "I love you, dad." Now his erection has become a kind of eel and has wrapped around them. This is actually a very bizarre detail to add. The penis is like, I don't know, it's like a tail. Like if people had really long tails that wrapped around each other when you hug, that's what his penis is doing. Um, then it says 10 days until the election, and then there is like the back of a head of what looks like a staff sergeant or something, like some kind of guy you'd see at like a Pentagon. He's drinking honey and is reading his phone, and he's saying, hey son, hey, how's your day? Hey son." Son is not replying. Dad is now alone in his room. His tits are very saggy. He's playing with a box of Hot Wheels. His penis is no longer erect, and he says, "Oh, hoo, ooh, boo, boo, why won't he play with me?" And then a very fat man in a cat costume sneaks up behind him and says, "Foolish baby boy, Spingle Spagoo." And then the dad says, "Spingle cat, you're not real. You're in my head." And then the Spingle cat, who kind of looks like a really fat Keffels, like if Keffels and Tipster had a son. That's kind of what this drawing would look like. Kind of looks like the guy from he's like a really creepy guy. I think he was in the Adams Family. It kind of looks like that too. He says, "No, 'tis Shmi, the spin Jesus, the ones who was one that did this to you wasn't yous, it was Dems." "Dems, you mean the Democrats?" His father replies. And then the fat cat says, "No, sweet child, it's Dems." And then the word SJWs on a piece of paper begins to blur. His vision distorts it into the word Jews. And then the dad, who looks very grotesque at this point, now says, "Of course, it all makes sense now." And then the cat says, "You must always be a greedy belly, and done never be a greedy belly." And then there's a table that says tummy hole cutting station with a pair of scissors on it. And then the dad is like insane and says, "Yes, yes, father, blah, ha, ha." And he puts on the Spingle Cat costume and then starts cutting it so that his gunt and testicles come out. And then the fat cat says, "You's never wrong, day's the ones that's wrong." And then it appears the father has circumcised the top of his son's skull so that his brain is exposed, and is now eating his brains with a fork and knife, saying "sping, sping, spong." Anywho's that says you can't has it all, do eats. And it's just like engorging on his son's corpse. I think that I have bullied Jolly Biscuit into a state of psychosis. I actually don't really know what the fuck's happening in this. I hate it when that happens. I think this has something to do with the election. I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's some point being made here. What could I possibly so I guess he's trying to say that the SJWs are just a dog whistle for Jews, and the Spingle Cat is an apparition of schizophrenia. And the reason why his son doesn't want to talk to him is because he's an anti-Semite, of course. So that's why he has to kill him. I think that's what he's going for. That's my interpretation. That's stupid.